woken us all up this morning.
Just about.
You well?
Very well,
You haven't had the lurgy then?
No, I think I may be getting something. No, I'm not. No, I'm fine.
Before you
I'm
leave here
fine.
this morning, you may have taken something with you.
We're passing our germs on all to our guests already.
I've never interviewed a rock star before.
Haven't you?
No.
Very exciting.
More from Brian in about 5 minutes.
Yeah, not long enough. Do you? It's estimated they've sold over 300 million albums worldwide, and with classic hits like these, it's easy to see why they're still rocking the world.
I want to break free. I want to break free. I want to break free from your lies. You're so self-satisfied. I don't need you. So you think you can stop me and spit my eye?
Joining us now is founding member and lead guitarist Brian May. You haven't changed your hairstyle recently either, have you?
It may change anyway, I think.
You were just saying that you've met Britney and she was delightful.
I worked with her, yes, on a Pepsi ad, strangely enough, which we made a version of We Will Rock You with Pink and Beyonce and Britney. And she was fabulous, I have to say. You know, she's got a real aura about her. I feel very sorry for her. I think it's the kind of Judy Garland syndrome, you know, they don't get a chance to grow up in any way in private.
She's still not very old, is she?
She's in her 20s,
yeah,
isn't she?
just mid-20s. Yeah.
She obviously just needs some support around her, doesn't she? Which
Yeah.
isn't always easy in that kind of world that she moves in.
That's right. I mean, whatever the reasons are for this, you got to feel for her, I think. You know, it's a hard place to be.
Nice glass of water, that's what she needs.
She's nice cup of cocoa and be tucked up for a few days. It is great to see you, and the reason you're here is because you've got a new single out. Yes, let me hold that up.
Sell.
Let's hold this up. There you go. This is the new Say It's Not True, and this is your first single in 10 odd years?
Many, many years, that's right. The last one was No One But You, which was the first one we did without Freddie. But then for a long time we really didn't want to be Queen. Great reluctance to do anything without Freddie. Having met Paul Rodgers, who you see here, we sort of made a new band, and we didn't really know what to call it, so it's called Queen and Paul Rodgers, and I don't know quite what that means, but there's elements of us, obviously, over the years, and there's a lot of Paul in it. And
that must have
I'm
been
enjoying
a very difficult time. You know, there you were with this amazing band known the world over, that to then try and somebody to step into Freddie's shoes for you and Roger, but also for Paul Rodgers. Very difficult shoes to fill.
Yeah, it's not really stepping into Freddie's shoes. It's a different situation, I think, you know, and we're going into it quite fresh. All the material that we're doing now is new, which is great.
This song's got quite an interesting history.
It has. Roger wrote this a while ago for Nelson Mandela and his 46664 charity, which is all about AIDS, education and relief worldwide, but particularly in South Africa, obviously. And then recently we revisited it for the album, and suddenly it exploded and became this big epic, which is great, I think, and Paul makes a wonderful job. We all sing on it. I sing, Roger sings, and Paul sings the end of it, and it gets big and heavy. We thought it would be a nice sort of introduction to what the hell is Queen and Paul Rodgers for people who didn't see us on tour last year.
We can see a bit, can we?
We can see a bit. Let's have a look.
Cough.
I'll have a cough, yes, excuse me. This is Say It's Not True, Queen and Paul Rodgers.
Say it's not true. You can say it's not right. So hard to believe the size of the crime. Say it's not real.
Fabulous. It's got that recognisable Queen staring epic quality.
It still sounds like us, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah.
Is there what's the message behind this song?
Well, Roger wrote the song. It's really about somebody finding out that they have AIDS and what that means. And really, a message for everyone to realise that it's still out there and the crisis is not over. Plus, we have a whole generation of kids growing up in Africa who have no parents, no teachers.
What do you think that, since Freddie's death in '91, what do you think the public perception is now of HIV and AIDS? Are you shocked that people still really don't know enough about it?
Well, I think people get bored with things, don't they, easily? There's a big fuss about things, and then people think, oh, that was last year, and then they don't bother anymore, and they don't realise that it's still there. And we all still need to be very, very careful. We end up waking up and, and having this dreadful disease. Obviously, yes, we have kind of been living with the thoughts ever since we lost Freddie, and you keep kind of bargaining, there's part of the whole process. You keep thinking, well, what if, what if the retroviral drugs had been available a little earlier, we wouldn't have lost him. But the whole thing about Freddie is we want him to be remembered for what he was and not the way he died.
Yeah, and we do, and we have great memories of him, which won't go away. And what are the plans now for the band? 2008, new year? We
will tour, I think, at the end of this year, starting about September. We're going to do some dates in Europe, and we have an O2 date, which we haven't announced yet. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. But I think we have an O2 date, which is great.
Where can we'll look out for
when will we know? When will you know the date?
Pretty soon.
Good luck with this single, then.
Thank you very much. This is a real single. It's an actual... I don't know how much longer there will be these things. I mean, this was a download, and we released this because the download...
Right, well, you can.
You can actually hold it in your hand, and it smells quite good.
Well, it's great to see you. And Anita, your wife Anita's on next. Anita Dobson's here.
She's coming to see you next week,
yeah.
isn't she?
Yeah, she is.
That single's released at the end of this week or next week?
It's released now.
Oh, it's out now.
Available now. Get out there
Anita
and buy
will be
it.
coming to see you as Dolly Levi for a lot of next year.
Thank you, Brian. Nice to see you.
Here is a way to get your 2008 off to a great start. It's a chance.